Welcome to Portsea Mixed Tea. Hope whatever you're doing, you're having a glorious day the way mine is. Thoroughly enjoying it. It's lovely and warm. First, let me start by asking the usual question. Is it just me? Do like and subscribe to the channel, and please hit the notification bell and share the content if you wish. And do make a comment. It'll be very much appreciated. Now for the usual poetry section before we go into the talk. See if you can guess what I will be talking about today. It goes like this. They are like our babies, a part of the family. Our meals are eaten together. Although they have their own beds, they prefer ours instead. When we go for a walk, they go too. Throw them a stick. There are no glitch. They are very slick out fetching that stick. Then they give you a lick. We might think we are taking them for the walk. It is the other way instead, as we follow them. Sometimes they do a dash and even a big splash. To lose such a friend is such a shock. Gives you such a knock. Never easy to replace. Nothing seems the same. More than just a pet. Or that little pest. A companion and a friend down to the end. Our very dear friends. Now what did you think that was about? Let me know what you think I should call that poem. And then we'll just do that. So let us get on to the talk. And the question, is it just me? What I wanted to talk about with you today is about losing a pet, a dog or a cat or any other pets for that matter. I remember seeing the great sadness on my neighbour's face when he lost Shep. It was a very emotional time. And it was such a shock for myself and my family, and even though he wasn't our pet, but we'd gotten used to seeing him when we go out in our back garden. He was in their back garden running around and coming up to the fence, and the kids would pet it, and it was just a beautiful little dog. Whatever he was doing, the little dog was always by his side. My neighbour, they would go down to the shops and get a paper, and they'd go walking for miles round the back of where we used to have the canal. And it was a very sad day for myself, but I felt I could see the difference in my neighbour. He was not the same after he'd lost Shep. The changes were so evident. And he had that dog for about 14 years, so therefore it was really a bad thing to have happened to him at the time. And the reason why I wanted to talk about it today was because where I live now, I got used to seeing a gentleman walking his dog going past my house each day. And we got normally say hello to each other or wave to each other. And he always had the little dog, but when I saw him the other day, he didn't have the little dog. So I felt that I had to ask him what was going on, where was his dog? And he just said, oh, he's lost the dog's died, because it had cancer. And I thought, oh, he didn't look as if he was happy. He looked the way my other neighbour looked, that even though, he's getting on with his life, he's getting on with it now without his pet. And he even went on and said to me, I've always had pets, he says, for the last 50 years. So it shows that, it's very difficult for these ones. And I said to him, will you have another one? And he said, no. He said, This was my last one, he said. And I could very understand what he was talking about because it reminded me of Shep, that my other neighbor didn't ever got another pet, although he looked after his daughter's dog and everything when she was going on holiday. He never really wanted anything else, any other dog but Shep. So my take on it is, my little advice to people who have lost their pet is get help from your GP because you've lost a part of your family. So therefore, you don't want to go into a depression and make things worse for yourself and for your family. So try and get a bit of help there. Also, enjoy the memories and the fun times you've had with your pet. Chat about it. Look at the pictures that you've had. Get your family and friends to remember your pet. And 3, if later on you feel that you cannot cope with another pet again, why not just help out with your relatives' animals or volunteer at the local RSPCA or other places where you can help to look after the pets there. So, I'm asking the usual question again. Is it just me? Or has this ever happened to you? I hope the suggestions I've made will help you to cope with the fact of losing a part of your family. Even though we think of them as pets, they did become part of the journey along our lifetime. So thank you for listening to Portsea Mixed Tea. Like, subscribe, share this video if you like it, and do give me a comment and tell me what I should call this poem that I put there, because I do need your help with a suggestion. Thank you again, and I speak to you next week.